So now, since everybody gets something to say, be like say everybody just gets something to say now. I'm in the club, bottle full of bub, mama, I got what. Yeah, so welcome to today's episode of Funny So and as it be, so it's like everybody's got something to say. It's like everybody wanna say something. Everybody wanna say something, talk about something where no concern you. Everybody wants to chook mouth for waiting no concern them. Like a grown man is trying to move forward, or a grown man has decided to move forward with his life. Instead of people just minding their fucking business, everybody is trying to like chook mouth, say one thing or the other. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody wants to voice an opinion. Waiting concern you. Two-Face is 50 years old. If Two-Face doesn't want to marry Annie Idibia again, Annie Nzero, Two-Face okay. I think she's from Akwa Ibom, mother. She should be from 18. So if she's from Akwa Ibom, she understands the BBU. So Annie Two-Face borrowed Okwengo for me do Two-Face of Udu. Two-Face do or die. Everybody wants to say something. Everybody want to say something. Everybody. Two-Face is a grown man, for fuck's sake. In the moreover, see people. Anyways, before I continue, this is still Crackhouse TV, and you're still watching Funny So the podcast, and I'm still your host, Henry Crackhouse. If that your first time, subscribe. I know could do that. If that your first time, fuck that. Subscription, Today we get so many things to yarn about, but we've got a lot to talk about. I just hope we'll have enough time to dive into everything where we get to talk today. I hope there will be enough time for us to break everything down today. If not, we'll divide this episode into two, do like Nigerian, like Nollywood. We'll do part one and part two. Part one today, part two maybe, I don't know, next week. So, like I was saying, Two-Face is 50 years old. People should mind their fucking business. People should mind their business. However, whatever, or whomever Two-Face chooses to be with, is none of your fucking business. It's none of your fucking business. You're making it seem like this guy is. See. The other day, I saw a video. Two-Face made a video, and behind him is the Nigerian flyer.
Hey, my people, what's up, man? So allegedly, I've been seeing so many things, so many people coming up with their own false narratives and false talk and malicious nonsense.
I'm like, what's all this? Is Two-Face now like a politician or our Senate president? What's all this? Why do we make unimportant things affect our lives so much? Why do we allow irrelevant things to control our lives? Two-Face doesn't want to marry his wife again. How is that any of our business? How does that affect our business? How does that changes the prices of things in Nigeria? How is that helping anybody? How is that affecting you? That is Two-Face business. That is Annie's business. That is their family wahala. How is that your fucking business? Why are we all talking about it? Why is everybody talking about it? I'm so tired of, if I want to watch YouTube, add Two-Face, fuck that. This man is 50. This man has every right to be with whomever the fuck he wants to be with. This man has every right to divorce his wife. This man has every right to make as much children as he sees fit. How is that any of our fucking business? See, marriage is not by force. Marriage no be by force. To marry person, you marry person, and then you decide to, like, you say, okay, till death do us part, for better for worse. See, that na old school, oh. That na old model. Marriage no be by force. Friendship no be by force. Na choice. Na choice. Na your choice. If you want to live with someone, if you want to marry someone, it's not. Nobody can force you to marry anybody. Nobody can force you to stay with anybody. It is your decision and your choice to remain with that person. If you are in a toxic relationship, in a toxic marriage, if you cannot get out, or you don't want to get out for one reason or the other, it is your choice. You can always leave that toxic environment anytime, any day, any moment. So the no be say, the when somebody say, hey, I don't tire, I don't like you again. Not by force. Not by force. I don't like you again. I don't love you again. Is it by force? Now do or die. Now you born me. You follow me come this war. Waiting. Why do we take things? Let's go to commercial. It be like say me self, I don't begin to talk about them like say it concern me. But waiting make I just talk be say all of them where they run on our mouth, all of them where they talk about these things, they carry this thing for it. Because una they look for clicks and views on YouTube, on Instagram, and so on social media. Make una ask una self say, when did Annie meet Two Face? When did Two Face meet Annie? At what age did they meet each other? Then you go understand what thing they happen. You see, if you be, there is no way if I had married or if I had ended up with my childhood sweetheart, there is no way me and her will still be together today. Why? Because that time we see when I first met my first girlfriend, I was 13 years old. You can't tell me that was love. No, that was infatuation. And so as you grow, as you begin to grow, as you grow, you start to realize things. You start to see other people. You will come across someone who is nicer, more beautiful, prettier than that your high school sweetheart. You will come across a finer babe, a more well-trained babe, a well-organized girl, a girl where could say she will blow your mind, and she will be like, she will just be more than that your childhood sweetheart in everything. So you can be like dating, like I think Annie met Two Face when she was what 15, 15 or what 15, 14, 13. So how do you expect these people to be like? The guy don't hammer that thing tire now. I've been making go taste another one. I beg. When we come back, we'll continue. Don't go anywhere. Subscribe. I mean, still there here. Make I know ya. We don't come back. I don't. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. With man, I just did my tax declaration today. I thought I was gonna get like a lot of money from the government, but I was kind of disappointed. You need to get some money out of your government. Man, Nigeria. I love Nigeria, man. I love Nigeria. Sometimes, like sometimes you feel tempted to yab Nigeria. You feel tempted to blast Nigeria and Nigeria leaders. Is it Nigeria leaders or Nigerian leaders? Yeah, I think Nigerian leaders. Yeah. Sometimes you feel tempted. You wanna blast them. You wanna insult Nigeria. Sometimes you feel like you wanna insult Nigeria. You wanna talk bad about Nigeria. And then you remember Kemi Badenoch and you'll be like, man, that is my country. I love Nigeria. Fuck whatever anybody says. That is my country, Nigeria. But in this situation, you get waiting the video I'm about to show you now. I don't know how many of you don't hear say, how many of you have heard how the Canadian government denied visa to our chief of general, is it chief of general staff or chief of the army chief, our army oga. And then our Riba Nuru Ribadu came online and say fuck Canada, say Canada can go to hell allegedly. Oh. He did not say fuck Canada. He said they can go to hell allegedly, before somebody comes with innuendo. So it can't make me like feel like say it's like he's trying to, or he's saying to the army chief, I told you so, or like he's saying fuck you to the army chief indirectly, without making it seem obvious. And he's just trying to like say in your face without making it seem obvious. And then there is another video that came out like a while ago where the army chief was talking about what the US congressman just said like a few days ago, that USAID was used to support terrorist organizations like Boko Haram and the rest of them. So, and the army chief was like talking about this on. If you've, for those of you now, whenever see him, now this video now to talk about. When I come back, I go explain to now why I showed you that video. Like I go drink water. I come.
I just can't understand why anybody will wake up and say that we're killing people when we're actually not doing the same. And guess what? Where the Giwa barracks you were talking about, we have all the humanitarian agencies working there. You have the UN working, local and international organizations are working. Are we saying they are complicit? There is nothing we're doing in the back. So if they don't say it, which means Amnesty International is equal, and Amnesty is equally there. So which means they're equally accusing all these other organizations of being complicit.
So that video now, in talk say make we. So now, after that video, na in Canada can't deny and visa, abi?
I was actually meant to, by yesterday, have been in Canada, Vancouver, Canada. There's an event to honor our veterans, those that were injured during battle. Remember last year, the Duke of Sussex visited Nigeria with his wife. Through the Invictus, they have a foundation that they try to raise the morale of troops all over the world that have suffered one form of deformity or the other in the course of defending their individual countries. So we're supposed to be there. And actually, half of my team have already gone, but unfortunately, the Canadian Embassy, for knowledge best known to them, denied us visa. So I wasn't sure, and so I wanted to be silent.
So me come begin to ask myself, say, why waiting be the connection? Could it be that there is a connection between, him yarning like that in that Al Jazeera interview in Canada, denying him visa? As Niger person, they don't, we have been programmed. We have been programmed because of poverty. We have been programmed to investigate things, they look at things, they use another eye, look at things. So he gave that interview to Al Jazeera. Then some weeks later, Canada denied him visa, denied him entry to visit to Canada. So I'm like, just like that. Should we continue? Shall we? See, you get reason why I love Rick and Morty. You know why? I love Rick and Morty so much. I mean, if you don't know who Rick Sanchez is, it's this guy here. This guy. I love this guy so much. And I love the whole concept behind Rick and Morty. Because the creators of that show just don't give a fuck. The creators of Rick and Morty don't give a fuck. The character of Rick doesn't give a fuck. Sees life the way he sees life. Talks about things the way he sees. He's just so like, I don't know how to explain the character for you to better understand. If you've not seen that show, go check it out. Rick and Morty is interesting. If you're into cartoons like me, you will love it. And it's I'm coming.
We've seen Boko Haram regroup and regroup and regroup. What is your answer to that? That you have in some way fed the insurgents?
The problem is that I think we've talked to international community. Let's find out the funding. When they started surrendering, by the time we left, so as we speak, we have over 120,000 that have surrendered. Most of them, when you find them, they are coming with hard currencies. How did they get them? How are they funded? How did they get the training? How did they get the equipment?
What is your suspicion?
Well, maybe an international conspiracy, you don't know. Who knows? How are they be able to sustain themselves for 15 years? That is one question I think everybody should ask himself. For Nigeria to be able to hold them, and you go to Nigeria, everything seems to be working well.
You must have an idea. I mean, let's not talk about international conspiracy theories. Let's give some hard facts.
Well, I just leave it at that. I'm sure they know, and I'm sure everybody knows that these are the challenges we're facing, that needs to be addressed. So the UN need to come in to ensure that, because we need to trace the funding. How are they sustaining themselves for 15 years?
What does the UN coming in mean? What does that look like?
Track the funding. It's international flow. We don't have control over that.
Whose interest is it to see Nigeria destabilized?
Well, I don't know. You don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
There comes a time, or there comes a moment, when you can't help but take a sip out of a cold glass of I told you so. You know, when you it's always fun to watch, clips like that, where our military chief is talking about, asking, like, trying to figure out who is supporting Boko Haram, where the funds coming from, how are they getting this thing, how are they how are they able to finance their cause, how are they able to buy arms, and how we know that they should. It's always funny when I watch shows like things like clips like that. But my question is, Nigeria is a sovereign state, it's a sovereign nation. Why be say Nigeria go to worry about where Boko Haram is getting funded from? Who is Boko Haram compared to the Nigerian state? Who is Boko Haram? Go in there and see, if we are really serious, if Nigeria is serious, they will get rid of all this bullshit. It's okay. This next episode I'm about to show you guys now is what I like to say. The fear of a darky person is the beginning of your enlightenment. It's always fun to watch them. It's always fun to watch. To watch these people do all the talkings for us. It's always fun to watch these people do all the talking, all the counterattacking, all the talking for us. Remember when I said in the previous episode that it always baffles me when a Karen is caught doing Karen stuff, and then other Karens who look like her will be quick to come online and make condemning videos. They will come and make videos condemning Karen for doing Karen stuff. Yeah, so it's always fun to watch them do the talk for us. We always sit back. You sit back, relax, and allow him do the fighting instead of, no, you don't do nothing. You don't do nothing. So let me show you this clip. Now, when we come back, we talk about Naija stuff.
Last night, the NFL gave us unquestionably the worst halftime show we have ever seen.
You guys see this news anchor, Rob Schmidt, who said that the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show was the worst one ever? Rob, you're aging yourself. What, you don't remember the 1991 Super Bowl halftime show featuring the New Kids on the Block? Oh, baby, you're always on my mind. Now, that was terrible. No, it feels like this is about something else, Rob. What could it be?
A tiny rapper in bell bottoms who 98% of the country has never heard of.
What's the matter with bell bottoms? Lainey Wilson wears bell bottoms. Are you mocking her? And the fact that you've never heard of him, I mean, the Grammy folks have heard of him because he's won 22 of those. The Emmy folks have heard of him because he's won an Emmy too. And in fact, the Pulitzer Prize folks have heard of him because he's won a Pulitzer Prize as well. What have you won, Rob? No, it feels like this is really about something else.
Was allowed to play most of his largely unknown catalog for 20 grueling minutes in front of the entire world.
It was actually just 13 minutes, but maybe you were told there'd be no math. Rob, what are you getting at?
The whole world just sat and wondered why they were watching this. Who is this? Everybody asked.
Maybe the world's greatest tennis player ever, Serena Williams, knew when she danced up there on stage with him. The Grammy people knew when they gave him 7 awards just a week or so ago. No, Rob, this feels like it's about something else.
No matter where you were, nobody had a clue what this was, except maybe 0.5% of the people in this country alone.
I mean, he sold 18 million albums. Several have gone platinum, 5 number ones. And in fact, streams of Not Like Us are up about 430% since the Super Bowl. Rob, what's your real issue?
And for a league so obsessed with diversity as the NFL is, maybe you noticed last night's halftime show was the first ever that we can recall that was fully monochromatic as far as race.
Have you seen some of the halftime shows from Super Bowls past? I mean, they were plenty monochromatic, but there's got to be some reason why you didn't notice back then. You know what, though? I get it. It's 2025. You'd like some representation in your Super Bowl halftime show. It sounds like what you really want is some diversity, equity, and inclusion when it comes to those performances, right?
In true woke fashion, this was done with no apologies whatsoever.
You keep saying woke. I don't think that word means what you think it means, Rob. In fact, the way you keep using it, I think you mean black.
American culture used to not allow such gratuitous racism. Now it applauds it, or at least it did.
So this is Super Bowl 59. Obviously, this was not made for you, Rob. But guess what? There were 58 other halftime shows that were. So maybe, just maybe, you can let the people this was made for enjoy it without having to blow on the loudest dog whistle I've ever heard. But when it's all said and done, Kendrick Lamar had 133 million people tuning in to watch his halftime performance, which is about 1 million for every 1,000 that tuned in to watch your silly little rant the other night. You didn't make a single substantive critique of his message, of the performance, of any of it. No. At the end of the day, the big issue, it seems, Rob, you had a problem with the color of their skin, with the performers on stage, and the fact that they were not like us. Well, not like you.
Very dark man. Like I said, since everybody gets something to say, let's talk. Make we follow everybody gets something to say. So where we just yan. So very dark man and what will be the name? The honest bunch, yeah. I don't talk in the previous episode say I don't know who is faking what, who is faking what. But it gets some things where we say no, I don't want to talk about that. No. Some things not just that important. Because then I know that there are important things. There are main, real important stuff. There are important things. There are things, relevant things we should talk about that concerns Nigeria and Nigerians. I mean, all this distraction, all this bullshit, I don't want to speak on them. So the Nigerian military, see, Nigeria is a country. Surprise! Nigeria is a country. Nigeria is not some village or community somewhere in Africa. Nigeria is a country. I think the biggest economy in Africa, the giant of Africa, the smartest black people on the planet here. Nigeria is a country. So is the Nigerian military trying to tell Nigerians that they can't deal with. Let me repeat that. Is the Nigerian military trying to tell the Nigerian people that they can't deal with banditry, that they can't get rid of banditry, kidnapping, and all those things? Are they trying to tell Nigerians that they can't deal with those problems once and for all, and give Nigerians security, give Nigerians peace of mind, let Nigerians sleep peacefully at night and go about their businesses peacefully? How can our general our our military chief come online, go on national TV on Al Jazeera, tell the whole world that they can deal with the problem? Because basically that is what he was saying, allegedly. Because if you are a soldier and you have problems in your home country, in your country, instead of dealing with that problem, get rid of that problem. You don't go on TV. You don't go on TV to tell the whole world that you're helpless. That, yeah, we can deal with them because they are being funded from overseas. Who the fuck is funding them? Fuck the funding, solve the problems. You're the military, you are the military. You have all the resources at your disposal. Why are you going on TV telling people, yeah, to check the track the money, chase the money, follow the money? Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? Deal with the problem. You're the soldier, you're the army. You're Nigerian army, for Christ's sake. You're the Nigerian army. You settle wars in Africa. You settle things in Liberia. You formed a COMOC. Come on, man. Why are you disappointing us now? You're telling the people, and then 2 weeks later, those same people denied you and they refused to give you visa to come to their country. Do you think they give a 2 cents fuck about you, what you think or what you say? Why the fuck you want to go to their country when you fix? Don't be coming to see. This makes these are the things where they make me like feel very they make me sad sometimes, because I know the capacity where I know what we can do as a collective. I know what we can do as a people. I know what Nigeria as a country is capable of. But we just don't want to do those things. I don't know what we're afraid of. I don't know what we're afraid of. Are we afraid that some people will say, yes, they are Amnesty International, they are human rights something, yeah, that they will condemn us? Do they condemn the bandits when they kidnap people? Do they condemn the bandits when they terrorize and sack a whole village? Yeah, some people will say rules of engagement. Do the bandits know what rules of engagement be? Or why we could do like say we no be Niger? And then now and once in a while they could throw things like very dark man, they could throw things like they could throw things like Two-Face. Then they could confuse like Nigerians no go know the important things where their faces, where them supposed to see. You can go drink water before I became vexed.
Everybody's talking about limit the sugar in your diet, but limit the sugar to what? Do you even know? Do they even know? How are you gonna limit your sugar if you don't even have goals? Well, that's what I'm here for. Let's talk about how much sugar you should be having on a daily basis so that you can live your best life and not have to worry about all these chronic diseases like obesity, diabetes, insulin resistance, high blood pressure. Oh, we're gonna get into the numbers and the science. Let's go. Now, first, let's start with this simple diagram, talking about the simple sugars. We ain't even got to the high fructose corn syrup. We're gonna start here. Now here you got your glucose, your fructose, your galactose. Then you got your sucrose, your lactose, your maltose. These are your more simple sugars. They do different things in your body. Your body may handle and absorb them differently. But they're what you would call natural sugars, not artificial sweeteners. These are caloric sweeteners. They do have calories. Now, when we talk about the different sugars in your diet and how much you should be taking in, you need to remember that a lot of the science is based on added sugars. We are not talking about the sugar in fruit. We are not talking about the sugar in milk. We're not talking about the sugar in the natural foods that are already sugary or sweet. We are talking about the stuff that after you have processed that food and made that food, you added sugar to it to make it more sweet. And how much of that is dangerous? How much of that is making you sick? So we're going to jump straight into this article. It's an old article, but it's a good article. And they're going to address this question for us. What is the appropriate upper limit for added sugar consumption? Now, this is a review article, and they basically go through some of the recommendations that are posed by a lot of these big health organizations. I'm talking about the World Health Organization, the Scientific Advisory Council, and even the American Heart Association. And the reason this is so important is because this is what happens. This is what people are trying to avoid. And you will have those arguments with people who are just saying, oh, you shouldn't have any sugar at all. And then you'll have those people who all they eat all day is fruit because they're saying that fruit is good for you. They're fruitarian. But I'm not getting into that. I'm getting into the most common added sugar in the American diet. And that is sucrose and high fructose corn syrup. Sucrose and high fructose corn syrup. Now, the American Heart Association first came out with this, and this was confusing because they did it in calories, but they went straight to the point here, where they just broke it down into teaspoons, grams, and calories, okay? Women need to have no more than 25 grams a day, and men no more than 36, period. That's throughout the day, everything you're eating, you're tabulating, you're calculating. It shouldn't go higher than this. What did the World Health Organization say? Well, they made it simple. They just said 10%. However many calories that you eat in a day, whether that is 2,000, 3,000, 10% should be the upper limit. So according to them, if you're eating 2,000 calories a day, 10% of that is 200. 200 calories should come from sugars. So according to who? The World Health Organization, this is what they recommend. Now, for Americans, this may be hard to grasp because our nutritional labels just look different. They look like this. It would be hard to look at the caloric percentage unless you're doing that math yourself. So this might be easier to grasp. This 25 grams for women, 36 grams for men. You can apply that directly to your nutritional labels. So here's an example. You see here that you already have 12 grams of sugar in just one bar. You're cutting it close. Literally had half of your serving right there. What do you think? What would you do? How are you planning on moving forward this year? Are you going to be reducing your sugars? Is that something that you could possibly do? We're going to talk more about sugars. For now, that's all I got.
So welcome to Crackers once again. This is still Mfoniso and I'm still your host. Subscribe. The subscription button there. The subscription button there. The subscription there. See, listen. Two-Face Idibia is a grown man. Annie Idibia is a grown woman. If they can stay together again, if they feel they can stay together again, they can stand each other again, they are always welcome. They are always free to go their separate ways. Concern us. Change anything how Nigeria be. Change the situation of things in Nigeria. And Two-Face, do they appear, they make video with Nigerian flag. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Till then, thanks for watching, and I'm still Henry Crackhouse, and like, share, and subscribe. See, yeah, full everywhere. But important things we no one see. Now we they see.
Hey, my people, what's up, man? So allegedly, I've been seeing so many things, so many people coming up with their own false narratives and false talk and malicious nonsense after I posted that stuff that I posted. Yes, I posted what I posted, and any person will get brain, they understand, But for all of the people that have been saying different stuff that do not have any absolute clue of what's going on, I hell now, in a life perfect guy, not too much. You understand? See, everybody's going to be alright. Everybody's fine. There's no fights. There's no quarrel. There's nothing. I said what I said. All of us will be alright. And all of us are working to do bigger and better things. You understand what I'm saying? And Honorable Natasha, I see she has been dragged. She has been called all sorts of names. She has been labeled as a homebreaker. She is a young, brilliant, amazing young woman. You understand what I'm saying? And she had nothing to do with, what's happening between me and Annie in our marriage. She has absolutely nothing to do with that. But I see everybody allegedly trying to, rope her into everything. Yes, I love her. She's amazing. She's cool. You know, I want to marry her. Understand what I'm saying? So that on one side. Then on the other side, man, me and Annie, we know they fight, we know they quarrel. You know, we have a good understanding of ourselves and what's going on. So allegedly, everybody that has been saying stuff allegedly, keep alleging. We shall continue to be alleging. You understand what I'm saying? So thank you very much. Move on with your perfect lives. Now me carry and come there. So I understand this will happen as I carry and come there. I put that on my business. Yeah, so you are allowed to interfere and say what you feel like. But please, when you want to allege, make sure you know what you are alleging. And I'm also going to ask, in fact, I will ask Congress. We have to do something about this alleging. You understand? Everybody's hiding behind allege. To just say anything they want to say. Causing heartache, embarrassing people up and down. And you know, say Mumu people will ever leave, they follow alleged. So we need to do something about this alleged. If you don't know something, you talk out. No even quote person. Make only the person will talk out. You understand? So with this few points of mine, thank you very much. I don't bring a come again. And I don't give enough food again. We could have continued to the allege. We'll go meet for somewhere. No problem. Thank you very much.